So, good morning, active traders, and welcome to our Trading Week Ahead broadcast for today's Saturday, December the 3rd, 2021. Great to see so many of you here. I wanted to wish you all the best for a happy and a safe holiday season and a profitable one if you're trading the volatility the right way coming up. And we'll be looking at our charts today, taking a look at some of the instruments that make sense to trade. Personally, I think now's a good time to be all cash and or short the market. It's probably not a good time to be long equities because of the strength of the selling pressure in the S&P. You can see after some bearish initial signs here, this is a really good example of a bearish engulfing slash almost a shooting star there. Bearish sell-off. Whole row bodies of the candles. The main thing to look at is the key technicals, the 50, the 100, and the 200 simple moving average, and also the directional volatility and size of the candles. And I'm always, whenever you look at a swing trading chart, I use the 3-month daily candlestick chart, 90-day daily candlestick chart. What you really want to pay attention to visually is the height of the whole row bodies of the candles and the directional trend, and if it's increasing or decreasing in terms of volatility. And you can see right now we've got increasing sell pressure with the selling range of the days recently relatively large compared to the previous several months, right? The average height of the candles was about yay tall. You can see here it's double that in the selling days, of which we've had 4 out of the last 6 sessions have been net directional selling days. Now we are currently right at the 100 simple moving average, near that critical 4,500 level in the S&P. I'm looking to continue to sell the market if we get under that support, if we continue on down here to 4,450 and beyond to the downside. The key support level on this chart is obviously right here at the 200 simple moving average, just north of 4,300. So you really want to keep an eye on the market and see, do we travel down and then bounce off that moving average, or do we travel down, test it, consolidate, and then keep going down? So that's going to be key to following the upcoming week ahead. The other thing I want you to pay careful attention to, as always, is our volatility index, our VIX. And look at that VIX. Remember last week I was telling y'all that we want the VIX to get out of the 18 to 20 zone. Well, it sure did, going up as high as 35 yesterday. Really good volatility and really good tradable opportunities in the inverse instruments that go up when the market goes down. What I'm looking for in the VIX coming up is, are we able to stay up here? It's going to be a relatively bearish going as long as we stay north of this 22 region. Anywhere between 22 and 32 is kind of the main range that I'm looking at, and it's a pretty wide range for the VIX. Normally we follow 18 to 20 back when it was chopping around. Now the VIX is elevated to a 3-month high, which is a very bearish indication for the stock market. So you want to make sure that you're on the right side of whatever is volatile in our markets. And one of the ways that we do that is trade instruments. Like I'm swing trading very profitably too, UVXY and VXX, because and TZA is also one of my favorites. There's many of them out there. You can see a list here, but UVXY, I've been telling you folks last week would be a good play over the 16 and the 18, and sure enough, that was the case. Now it's all the way up at 23.5 into yesterday's close. So we've got UVXY has lots of upside. I want you to be sure to follow that in the live room, because this is one instrument, for example, we take a look at the daily chart, intraday chart. What you're seeing here is the 2-day, 2 days of price action in UVXY. And you can see, for example, I alerted my members to it yesterday. The alert they were given pre-market was to go long if it got over 2085. There's so many active traders, a lot of new members, and welcome aboard if you're a new member to my live room. You remember yesterday's calls in UVXY, right? You could have potentially made a boatload of money. I called along at 2085. It ran all the way to 2580. So only a $5 run, right? Even if you just traded 100 shares and held it, you'd be up to $500. So per 100 shares, right? So really good directional volatility in this one. What we're looking for when you're trading instruments like this is increasing range and increasing volatility. So the average range, you look at the previous day's chart. That's why I've got the 2-day chart. This is the average range in this thing. You can see 20 to 22, around a $2 range. Yesterday it had a almost $6 range. Well, it had just almost exactly $6 a range. So it had triple the range. That is a signal. As an active trader, if you want to make money, it's really important that you understand the difference between choppy noise and a tradable signal, right? The more this ran up, the more aggressively I was trading it. I made a lot of money with this yesterday. I had a very profitable week last week because I like trading things like this that go up, skyrocket up when the market goes down. Now, of course, to learn how to do that, again, here's the P&L proof from yesterday. Boom, flawless victory. I'm a real trader. This is from my Fidelity account. You can see just a few of many examples. I do know how to trade. I was buying this thing way early. I was trading this thing all day long. You can see all these dozens of trades I was doing in a real money account, in my Fidelity account. So I'm good at this. And one thing that I hope that you understand is important is authenticity is important. There's a lot of people who run trading rooms, but they're not even real traders. They're fakers. They're pretenders. They're chart talkers, but they're not real traders. I'm a real trader, and I tell traders in the live room. And of course, if you're a live room member, you've seen that and hopefully benefited from that. For those of you not yet live room members, 2 points. One is I know how to trade, and the other is that I am a real trader. I'm the real deal with P&L proof, right? Daily, I show P&L proof of real trades I did. Now, one thing I wanted, before we jump into our next chart, before we take a look at the next chart, I just wanted to mention that I do have a sale on the live room coming up. It's currently available here. Let me move this over just a bit. I've got a Cyber Week sale in the live room. You can get 6 months with me for only $4.97, and that's totally cheap, right? That's under $100 a month. Now, I'm not giving away extra bonuses like I did for annual members because I'm not, but this is a great deal. There's no upsells, nothing extra to buy. There's no hidden fees. There's no courses you've got to buy or scanners or software or any of that kind of foolishness like my competitors do. You get 6 months of complete full access to the live room for just $4.97. And that sale is on, I think it's through the 9th. It's only up for the next 5 days, but to get that, just go to the regular link for the live room at trademastery.com/live. And this is my final best sale of the year, 6 months of live room access for just $4.97. Now, there's no extra bonuses included at that super cheap price, nor should there be. It's much less than I should be charging. You're getting dozens of hours of live alerts like these with me called in real time with specific entries and specific exits, unlike anyone else, because I'm good. I'm able to tell you ahead of time where an entry should be with a specific price point. I'm not 100% on my entries, but I try the hardest I can to be on top of the right charts for you guys and give you coaching and training. So anyway, the live room Cyber Week sale is on through the 9th, so just another 5 days. All right, back to our charts, back to our normally scheduled programming here. My other instrument that I like trading a lot is TZA. Now, notice please, UVXY had good sustained volatility all day long, where TZA kind of chopped around after 10 o'clock or so. That's one of the keys to effective day trading, at least, is make sure that you focus most of your energy on trading the open. Hence, the title of my live room for 21 years is Trading the Open. You want to trade the open range breakouts from 9:30 to 10, maybe 10:15, no later than 11, and usually step aside in the middle of the day because often you get a lot of chop and so forth. Now, one thing that I do teach traders to look for is the 10 o'clock reversal. And at 10 o'clock, the market often turns on a dime. For proof, you can take a look at the spiders, right? The SPY. This was 10 o'clock on Thursday, the exact high of the morning, right before it dropped. What that means to you as a trader, and I teach traders how to do this, is make sure that we put on our trades earlier in the morning, but don't put on new trades that are in the same direction as the stock market at, say, 9:55, or right before 10 o'clock, because often you'll get caught in a reversal. Having been caught in reversals myself so many hundreds of times, I learned the difference. And so one thing is start to go to cash or wind out positions, the closer you get to 10, and then after 10, say 10:05 or so, then you can trade in whatever the trend is that time. And it's almost always the opposite trend of the initial breakout, right? For example, here at 10 o'clock, it ran up for a full half hour from 10 to 10:30, kind of chopped around here. But there was a reversal after the downtrend. It stopped at 10 o'clock or a couple of minutes after and then spiked up for a very long time. Here, the same thing. At 10 o'clock, the market stopped going up and went right back down again for almost an hour. So those kind of advanced techniques are things what I call trade markets first, trade the markets first, understand price action, volatility, and timing, and within that environment, within that context, you then trade your individual instruments. Yesterday we had some decent high volatility charts to work with. But I was really laser focused on UVXY because that's the one that I've made the most money with lately, and that's the one that had really good price action. Yeah, that was good for a cheap one. Short crude was good for a bit yesterday from the 1530 base all the way up to around 16.5. And this is kind of a slow grind. Oftentimes these commodity ETFs like SCO and cold are often kind of slow to move, right? Unless you get an end of day run like that. But more often than not, you really want to stay focused on charts like this one that have good sustainable trend and good runs. And one thing to overcome is the fear of buying a new high. The way to tell that you're okay with a new high is if you have volume confirmation, an increase in volume, and you've gone beyond the previous day's trading range. As long as you're outside a bigger range day like yesterday was for this one. I made so much money with this yesterday. It was a good day. I was hammering away at this, putting on, and again, this I trade usually in 200 or 300 share increments, usually 200 shares at a time, but I'll often be in 1,000 or 1,200, 1,100 shares. Because I scale in, every 20 cents I'll buy another 200 shares. So the more it goes up, the more I kind of double down on a winner. And then once it starts to pull back, then I tighten up trailing stops, book the gain, and then lather, rinse, repeat up at new highs. So as an active day trader, that's one strategy I teach in the live room as well that you may be interested in, is how to add to winners and how to keep really tight stops on everything. Hey Van, annuals $9.97. Oh, thanks. Gautam saying good deal, yeah. A rally after the Fed meeting. Hey Tony, UVXY when the market goes down, SVXY when the market goes up. It's polar opposite, right? And I made money trading this yesterday because I was in my last trade of the day in this was 200 shares buying right near the 49. 20 or 30, somewhere down there in that consolidation zone. And I didn't get out at the top near 51. I think I sold, I want to say 50.24. I'd have to look at my order history there, but I nailed it because the market looks like it had gone down so far and it was going to bounce. So I trade SVXY. That's the opposite. It's the short VIX, just like UVXY is the long VIX, which is short the stock market. Can make your head melt sometimes. But the point is, when the market, to answer your question, when the market goes up, I like this, and I also trade SOXL, the other one that's in the list here, SOXL. I didn't do well with SOXL. I tried yesterday. I think I just took stops in it. I don't think I made money with this one. I'd have to check my order history. I do as many as 70 or so, as many as 104. In recent history, trades in a single day, round trips. But I always do usually do at least a couple dozen trades. And so anyway, but yeah, this was a good pivot long. After the market had gone down for a long time, you can look at the S&P Spiders ETF. You can see it had gone down for a long time, and finally it starts to bounce. Now, there's no leverage to speak of in that, so that instrument's not worth. I don't want to spend $450 a share just to get a couple of points of range. But this one has a couple of points of range for $50 a share. So SVXY is really good. So that's one thing, how to say. One thing you might want to do is read my Stocks and Commodities article. I've been rated #1 author in the world by the Stocks and Commodities Reader's Choice Award, #1 and #3. I got the gold and the gold and bronze award, so to speak, just back in 2 years ago, I think. So thanks to all of you who voted for me. I was voted #1 author in the world for the Stocks and Commodities articles for, it was I want to say 2019. Something like that, within the last couple of years. Anyway, I have an article in Stocks and Commodities called ETF Arbitrage Day Trading. ETF Arbitrage are the keywords. And that's this pattern where you trade one against the other. So if you think one's gone up, I also trade dust versus GDX for gold, right? I go long gold with GDX, and I short gold with dust. And I did that very successfully recently as well. Anyway, you can swing or day trade those kind of patterns. But by the way, right now, here now, is not a time to be swing trading stocks. This is the worst time in the world to be swing trading stocks. You do not want to be swing trading stocks here. Let me repeat. Now is a really stupid time to trade stocks for swing trades and overnight holds. Now is a great time to learn how to day trade with me. I'm an expert in trading inverse instruments. I've been trading them since before the flash crash days, when I profitably traded VXX on the flash crash day 15 years ago or whatever. So I'm a total expert. Trade these things tens of thousands of times. And you want to learn with me in the live room. We do not do stupid low float under $10 pop and drop penny stocks that these kids who only have 5 or 6 years experience trading trade. I've been trading full time for over 2 decades. And I'm a stone cold expert in day trading inverses and the directional ETFs. So I'm the guy you want to learn from, because we knocked it out of the park for our members yesterday. For proof, look at, that's the actual alerts table I gave everyone yesterday. And UVXY I called along at 20.85, and repeatedly on the way up too. That wasn't the only alert I gave, but that was the first one, was to go long at 20.85, back when it was down at 20.30, 20.40. So unlike anyone else, I give specific entries ahead of time, before 9:30, so you can put that in your paper trading account and learn from it. So thanks. Well, thanks, fans. Saying sure we'll read your articles. Yeah, I got dozens of them. Thanks. Got it. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome. What time are you live trading hours? I'm in at 8:30 till 8:30 to 10:30 minimum. Usually 8:30 to 11, and frequently, if it's a hot day, I'll be around all day long, give or take. And I'm often there in the afternoon from 3:30 or even 3 till 4. So, but the regular hours are at least 8:30 till 11 for sure. So I'm there a long time. I'm there an hour before the market opens, and I'm there till at least 10:30. So traders can get a heads up on early start on what things are. We look at the day's gappers and the breakout charts and whatever's hot that day. And a lot of times my traders, I got so many smart traders. A lot of wonderfully brilliant traders in my live room, and I'm deeply grateful to all of them for contributing their ideas, because whether it's from Wendy or Mick or Roger or Tom or so many others give me great picks each morning, and I will take a look at those, and if they meet my criteria, which they usually do, because now they know what to look for too, we pull those up as well. So I frequently, it's a big team effort. It's a big community where we've got so many traders from around the world as members, and they're well trained because they know what I know to look for. You tell me, what's a better chart to trade? Something like this, or some random $3 pop and drop, low float, $10 so-called momentum gap stock or whatever? Those are stupid stocks. Usually stocks under 10 are horribly choppy, and they're dangerous. Even though the leverage is there, they're not consistent. What I like are charts I made a boatload of money with, like this guy yesterday, that are consistent, that run multiple points. You don't get that on a $3 pop and drop, under $10 low float crap stock, right? So I like charts that have multi-point range to them. That's really critical. When the stocks, I do cover some of the random cheapies like yesterday, CYAD and whatnot, but my main focus is stocks and ETFs priced $15 to $30 a share. That's my bailiwick. I cover, as low as $2 and as high as $40 or $50, but the vast majority of what I cover is $15, $20, maybe $25 a share. That's what I like to trade myself thousands of times. So There's so much money to be made, right? I mean, I was happy making a lot of money with this thing yesterday. Finally, it did a big multi-point run. Its previous high was 29 around 3 months ago. And a while back, it was up at 100 a share was major support. And then it lost that, or 10, and then it reverse split and all that. Anyway, the point is, charts like this that have multiple points of range are ideal because you can scale in, or like I do, I trade in and out of them all day long. But you can scale in and build a position over a half hour, an hour or two, and potentially do really well with it, right? So, good charts. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah, good points. Let's see, what's our time? We're about 20 minutes past the hour. So let's see, I don't have any interest in covering swing trading charts because I'm not going to swing trade. If I were to swing trade, I still like Ford and Pfizer. See, these are some of the charts we looked at earlier, a couple of weeks ago. And by the way, we do cover swing trading in the live room as well. For example, my top pick for swing trading right now is KOLD, our inverse natural gas ETF. I mentioned it to you guys here too, right? The last month. I told, not to be an I told you so, but I told you so. Boom. And you could have made some boatload of money if you'd bought it. Maybe, well, not a boatload, but start. I think there's a potential to make a boatload of money in this thing, as is SCO, or short crude oil ETF. On a pivot, right? This is a high volume pivot pattern, right? An HVP. We've got lots of year high volume up at 5-6 million shares as high as recently, and the short crude oil ETF. That's what this is. This goes up when the price of crude drops. And you can see it's got really good volatility. Had been up at 50, 60 a share. Now it's down at 15 with a big bounce. I still like UVXY best though because look, its biggest volume of the year was yesterday, and I've been long this thing since 15, right? I've been telling you folks here too, right? It's a good play. Now it's about to get really exciting, and the way, how to say, you can't trade these effectively, at a week at a time or something. You have to have daily tips on entries and exits, and that's what I provide in the live room as well. Now, if I were to throw darts at the market for what's worth trading, I still like Pfizer. I think PFE is good, and I think Ford, if it ever gets over 21. I think Ford over 21. Those are the only two stocks I like right now, are Pfizer and Ford. Of all the whole stock market, those are, if I had to pick just two, those are the two I want to trade, and will trade if they take out new highs. For the, I bought some SARK yesterday too, because it's the short Kathy ARK fund, right? It's if you want to short Kathy, you buy you some SARK. Boom, ching, flawless victory. I bought some yesterday. So SARK, it's a recent IPO. That's why there's only data here for the last month or so. But if you want to short Kathy ARK, who's that person on TV talking about technology, and I think like almost all of her picks are down or something. I want to short Kathy ARK. So SARK is your friend. Boom, flawless victory. If you want to short the NASDAQ, another way to short tech, SQQQ, it's often in the leaderboard scan as one of the most actives. I don't see why, though. It doesn't really often have the range of my wonderful things that I like to trade, like UVXY. But anyway, technology, finance, small caps, all leading the market down. So, and volatility up, so that's why I like UVXY. I like small cap inverse TZA. I like oil short SCO. I like NASDAQ short SQs. I like finance short FAZ. I like Kathy ARK short ARK SARK. They renamed it something different, but anyway, SARK looks good. I like the inverse short natural gas, and all that in the context of a market that looks like it's doing a start of a correction. Now, I don't know, none of us knows what's going to happen next. The market could easily bounce off the 100, that blue line, the 100 simple moving average, as it often has, especially the 50 SMA. So it's right near a potential pivot zone. So what we're looking to see is, Do we get under that all-important 4,300 level in the S&P or the 430 on this Spiders chart? Under the yellow 200 SMA line, that's really where the rubber hits the road. So we'll be on top of that and other charts for you guys in the live room as well. There's so many new members. It's been an honor. So thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today. I don't have anything else to say. Hey, Dave. So do I do options on those inverses? Nope, I don't do options. See, A-Mix asking Black Swan event next week. Could be. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Dave. Hey, Van. What about on? Okay. What about on? I'll take a look. Oh, it was up yesterday. Let's take a look at the swing trading chart. Yeah, that looks like a good chart. I like that one. Got some bearish shadows on the upside, but not a trade recommendation. But I'd go long over 67 with the hard stop at 65 or so. I wouldn't play the 66, but if it breaks 67, right above resistance, over 67, over 68 may be good. Yeah, that's a halfway decent chart. So, but again, when the market's going down, even if you have a rising instrument, if it's in context of a down market, it's usually a bad bet, right? You want to trade things that go up when the market goes down. So whether you're shorting small caps like I am with TZA, or going long volatility with our UVXY, those are the kind of charts that we like to focus on. So good points. All right, well, thanks everyone for being here. Have a peaceful and a safe weekend. Stay safe, stay profitable. I had a really good week last week. I had the best green week all year was last week because I like to play things like this. I'm the go-to guy. I'm the guy that gets the call. If you want to learn how to play these ETFs and ETNs on volatility, do be sure to join the live room at www.trademastery.com/live. And I'll see you in the room next week. So take care. Hey, well, you're welcome. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome, Kat. Hey, Mick, good point about on. Let's see. Question from Lucy. Do I open and close positions daily and not leave overnight? Most of my trades are day trades nowadays. I'm still long, as I have been the last, I want to say, month and a half in UVXY and the other inverses. So I've been holding a core position. I have no stocks. I'm just in inverse instruments like I teach you guys, right? Right now during the drop, at least. I was in plays. I was trading Ford and Pfizer a couple months back, but right now I'm not going to hold stocks overnight. I think now's a good time to hold these overnight, which I am. I think it's under 10 grand worth. So I'm still pretty light in terms of size, but I'm holding inverse instruments overnight only into the new year. I'm not going to be holding any equity positions overnight, period, of any kind. I'm just short the market for overnight holds. So, good question. Hey, Mick. Oh, too bad to hear. And gold, yeah. It should be interesting to see which way. Do keep an eye not only on volatility, but crypto, which I'm calling short too. I forecast crypto 44 by December 31st. And we're currently at 52, I think, right? So 44 is not a big stretch, but cryptocurrency, sell is what, not a trade recommendation, but if I were long crypto, which I'm not, I'd be ditching it. I'd be selling it all. Now's a good time to go to cash, to day trade. Now it's not a smart time to be holding any swing trading long stocks or crypto instruments or whatnot. You want to pay attention to crypto. Three things you want to pay attention to. Usually crypto, gold, and oil, right? Those are three key commodity buckets you want to follow. Gold, crypto, and oil. You can also follow things like I do, like natural gas and others, but you really want to play it safe. So anyway, be conservative and hopefully be profitable like I've been this past week. So you guys take care, and I will see you next time. Yeah, trader saying crypto, my sense is it'll die very quickly. Yeah, I agree. How come I don't post the links here? Stan, I don't know what link you're asking about, but I just don't have it copied and pasted. But the link to the live room is trademastery.com/live, and you can get there. Do take advantage of that special. It's only open for 5 days, and that's going to be the last special in the room, at least for this year. So you guys do be sure to join www.trademastery.com/live. And again, learn from me. If you learn from people in a live room, make sure they're a real trader with P&L proof, like I show, right? I think it's important to learn. Authenticity counts, right? Learn from people who are real traders, not the posers, which are the many. Learn from the few that actually know how to trade and are the real deal. So anyway, wanted to wish you all the best. Have a happy, peaceful weekend, a profitable week ahead, and join the live room at trademastery.com/live. And I'll see you in the room on Monday. I send out these Zoom emails. It's not instant, by the way. I got so many people join and then they'll email me like 5 minutes later, like, I didn't get my login link. Be patient, Padawan. I'm a one-man company and I've got hundreds of customers, so it's really busy. So give me 24 hours to get your link to you once you join. So for that reason, I would join today instead of, like Monday before the bell or something. Give me a little time to get that taken care of, because I have so many new folks that always are coming on board. I've got to handle it manually. So I do ask, I ask for your forgiveness that it takes me a little while to answer email questions or get things like bonuses expedited and all that, because I got so many traders and I'm a one-man company. It's a challenge, but we do get there for you. So if you do join the room, I'll get you your Zoom link. But give me, 24 hours to get it to you, and you'll be in good shape. So visit trademastery.com/live, and that'll take care of it. All right, we're out. I'm going to see you guys next week. Trade smart and play it safe. And be good to others out there, right? Be good. Be good to yourself. Be good to your fellow man. Be safe. Be hopefully profitable. And trade intelligently. Trade smart. Give some thought to it. Have a trading plan. Learn from your mistakes. And resolve not to do that. Like I try and not trade in the middle of the trading day. As much as I love to trade, I try and trade not in the middle of the day. That's my biggest mistake that I continue to struggle with, because I love trading. But it's anyway. It's been a very good week, and hope to see you guys in the live room. Go ahead and join now, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Take care. And if you have any questions, you can email me, ken@trademastery.com, and I'll answer within a day or so. So take care. Bye for now. Trade smart.